Hi everyone, so I have some cards to share with you. I've slowly been, working on them. I'm a slow crafter, so usually I'll do like a card a day. Sometimes I'll do multiple cards a day. Um, as, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm an extremely slow crafter. So, I've been working on cards because we got scheduled to do the bazaar the one bazaar we usually do every year. I'm not a very good bazaar person because I have a hard time mass producing things, you know, to the point that you'd need to in order to sell things at a bazaar. So, um, sitting down once a day and making multiple cards isn't something I do. I'll make one card and I'm done for the day. So I've been trying to work on, the working on making some more cards, and it's part of the reason why I decided not to do the giveaway that I was planning on this year, is because I don't have time to focus on that and focus on all the things that I need to get done before the end of October. So, anyways, I guess I'll get started. Um, so here's the first one. Card base I got from the thrift store. This is some paper I had in my scrap box. Some of these punch outs came from, or I guess all the punch outs came from my little scrap punch out bin or tray, or bowl, whatever you want to call it. And then there's 2 flower stickers, which came from this cardstock sticker sheet that I got from Bonnie. I made a goal to myself that I couldn't stop making cards until I used up all the stickers on this sticker sheet, and I feel really good. I like it. I like using up all of something. It makes me feel good. I really don't have a need to hold on to something, or part of something just so that I know I have it. If I use it up, it makes me really happy. And then the stamp is part of a set that I got from Scrappy Kesu, and it says, "Just think, with every birthday, you're even closer to being more like your parents." And I just colored her in lightly with some colored pencils because I don't feel like doing a whole lot, like pulling out all the stops to color up all the stops. I don't have very many stops to pull out, but I didn't feel like doing much, so I just lightly colored her with colored pencils, and then some scrap ribbon and a button. So, card base is from the thrift store. I was thinking about bubbles one day, and I think it's from one of the DVDs I was watching recently. And on the menu, where you have the option to play the movie or click scene selection, the options were all in bubbles, and I think that's what gave me this idea. And I used, I think it's circles number 2. It's a Sizzix die that Bonnie gave me to cut those out, because I think the only circle punch I have is like half an inch. So, some of them are up on Pop Dots. I think I said this is scrap paper. The circles are scrap paper also. I cut out as many circles as I could get from this solid piece of cardstock scrap. All these stickers are from the the cardstock sheet. This happy birthday is from the same stamp set that this stamp came from. I really don't like the font of it. I think it's supposed to look like crumbled cake, because it never stamps out clearly. And there's a stamp to that stamp set that has a dog holding a piece of cake, and above him it says "Got Cake." So I think this may supposed to look like you know, crumbled cake if you like stamped it in brown or something. But it's one of my only stamps I have. This is happy birthday, so here's another happy birthday stamp. This cardstock in the back, it's a dark pink. That came from Bonnie, and the scrap paper came from Bonnie. I really love doing this technique where you know, have a rectangular square piece of paper and then you cut it up in weird angles on your paper trimmer, and then you put it back together on the card, but you put space in between them, and I think it's such an awesome look you can give to a single sheet of paper. Like, you don't even have to have this piece of cardstock in the back, but these card bases have this groove indented on the front, so I wanted to cover that up on the front. But I think it's just such a good, you know, easy thing to do with a minimal amount of supplies, and it makes the card look awesome, in my opinion. This happy birthday came from, I think they're Dazzle brand. Got that from Leslie, and yeah, I guess that's it. I was actually going to use the candle stickers on this card, and I ended up going in a different direction. Card base is from the thrift store. This color card base was like perfect for that, for the cardstock sticker. So I used a lot of those this time. This paper, I have like a few sheets of paper from my scrap bin out on my table, and I was just making cards with those few pieces of paper. I didn't bother continuing to look in my scrap box. I just used what I had out. This scrap paper came from Bonnie, so I don't know, you know, what brand it is or what the name of the pad is. I don't know. This is paper that I got from Tuesday Mornings, but it was single sheet, so I don't know the name of the brand or what pad it came from. Happy birthday from Leslie. These are cardstock stickers from that sheet. And this is a cake die cut. You're supposed to build up, you know, put on foam. That came from Leslie. And this is a doily die cut that I got from Christine on the back here. The seam binding either came from Leslie or it came from Bonnie, and I found a small piece of it. So I decided to use it, and then I've got a button on there. Okay, so once again, got the card base from the thrift store. Scrap paper from Bonnie. This stripy scrap paper also came from Bonnie. Got cardstock stickers. Happy birthday from Leslie. And then this trim came from Leslie also. Okay, so card base came from Bonnie. This Christmas paper came from Leslie. It was scrap, so I don't know what the brand or what the name of the pad of paper was. You can ask her if you want to. And to match this ribbon, I colored the block red letters in with some gold jelly roll that Bonnie gave me I know you can't, oh, there it goes. To make it match this ribbon, which I got from the thrift store. I only had like a 14-inch strip of it, but I liked it so much I bought the bag of scraps just for this ribbon and I used it. This was like a tag, a die cut tag that I've had for a couple decades, and I just made it into a banner. This is a Christmas stamp. Merry Christmas stamp. It's a set that Bonnie gave me, but it didn't have the outside packaging on it, so I don't know the name or the, the brand or the name of the stamp set. And then I stamped it in, I believe it's Versamagic Hint of Pesto. And, it looks like pesto, but at the same time, it looks like an old gold color, I don't know why, but to me, it has this old gold color. So, I went ahead and used that to stamp on there because I don't have a gold ink pad anymore. Mine was like 15 years old, and it was just crumbled up foam because it was so old. It was so bad. I threw it away. I haven't bought a new one yet. And then to give it some dimension, I put foam like underneath this half, so it looked like a wavy banner on top, but this way it won't collapse, it won't get all smashed down if it gets mailed out or whatever. And then I believe this is a Kane Company embellishment. I'm not positive because I don't have the packaging anymore that I got from TJ Maxx. So this card base came from Bonnie. I've matted this picture with two pieces of paper, a green and a red one, and you can't tell, but it has a grid printed on it, and it's Christmas paper. It was scraps that Leslie sent me, so I don't know the name of them. And then this was a white postcard, to make your own postcards. That also came from Leslie. I stamped this stamp on here, which came from Leslie. I don't remember the brand. It's either Stampendous or Stampabilities, whichever one. I think it's Stampabilities. It's the one with the brand that's in a long, oblong blue oval. And the name of the stamp is called Very Big Delivery. I did remember that. This Merry Christmas stamp, I don't know the name of the brand or the stamp set, because it came from Bonnie, but it didn't have the outside packaging. But it's one of my favorite Merry Christmases that I have. I absolutely adore that font. I colored the car and the presents up with Sharpies that Bonnie gave me, and I think it turned out really good. There's some jelly roll on there too, like on the trim on the car. I used gold jelly roll. I think it turned out pretty cute. And to do the background, I just inked a couple colors of blue on there. And then I did little dots of clear glitter glue to do snow. So I'm pretty happy with how the coloring turned out. And this is some of that natural computer paper that I used to make envelopes. Some scrap I had, stamped some snowflakes from the stamps that I got from Bonnie. Okay, the next two are in plastic, so I apologize. When I was looking through the die cuts that Christine sent me, the polypropylene bags were still good, and they fit my cards. I've been having the hardest time finding polypropylene bags for a good price. I considered ordering them from Paper Mart because I need to order some canvas bags from there anyways, because I'm doing an advent calendar for my mom, and I was going to use the canvas bags for the days. But at Paper Mart, you have to buy a case of 1,000. And besides not having the money to buy a full case, and having to buy multiple cases, because I need one for like, 5x7 cards and some for like the 3x4 cards. I need a couple different sizes. I certainly don't have the space to be storing a few thousand polypropylene bags. So I'm looking for a site that sells smaller amounts for a really good price, and I'm not having any luck. I looked at Walmart, they didn't have any that were big enough. So if anybody has any tips, and could point me in the right direction as to where to find them, I'd be very grateful. So here's a Get Well card. This is a stamp that I just got from the thrift store. Colored them up with Sharpies. This Get Well is from a Sizzix that I got from Bonnie. It's matte. This pattern paper was pink paisley, the old school stack. I got that from Bonnie. And this matted on some red grid Christmas paper that came from Leslie. And I've got some punch outs. The Get Well is on that natural computer paper. The card base came from Bonnie. And then here's the last card. So card base came from Bonnie. This pattern paper was scrap paper I had, and it's matted on the red grid Christmas paper I got from Leslie. I've got more of that Christmas ribbon. The Possibly Cane Company embellishment here. I've got some gold ribbon that I tied into a cattywampus bow. I made a tag, stamped Merry Everything. That came from a penny block stamp set that I got from Bonnie. And this red tinsel yarn came from Leslie, and I've got some buttons on there. Sorry for the glare. So that would be all the cards. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.